Welcome back. In the previous video, we saw how Bergson, Whitehead, and Kant viewed reality as intrinsically connected with and cannot be fully stated as existing outside the conscious experience. This implies that reality is not fixed, but is dynamic and malleable, influenced by our perceptions and intentions. So this begs us to ask the question, how malleable is reality? So let's begin. Thomas Young's famous double-slit experiment is essential to understanding the subject of reality's malleability. In the double-slit experiment, particles such as electrons are fired at a barrier with two slits, and a screen behind records the pattern they create. When both slits are open and no one is observing either of the openings, particles create an interference pattern on the screen, as you would expect the wave would produce. This indicates that each particle passes through both slits simultaneously. However, if a detector is placed at either of the slits to observe which slit the particle goes through, the interference pattern disappears, and the particles behave like classical particles, passing through one slit or the other. Let's think about the implications of this for a second. Picture a chalkboard that appears blank if you look at the corner. But when you start to focus at the center, words and drawings begin to appear, forming a coherent message or picture. When you look at the corner again, the image and words fade back into potential unseen chalk dust. This change from undefined potential to defined content upon observation illustrates the wave-particle duality. This phenomena is explained by the concept of quantum position. It can be envisaged that the interference pattern is created due to the particle simultaneously passing through both slits and interfering with itself in a similar format as the wave function. The act of observation collapses the superposition into a single state, forcing the particle to be observed going through one path. This is what's known as the observer effect. The observer effect is where the mere act of observation changes the behavior of the particles. It suggests that consciousness is not just a passive observer, but an active participant in the formation of reality. We briefly touched on Putnam's notion of the twin Earth thought experiment in the last video. But the concept of multiple realities finds a fascinating parallel in the realm of quantum physics, particularly through the phenomena of superposition. In quantum mechanics, superposition allows particles to exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. This behavior aligns with the theoretical frameworks that propose the existence of multiple realities. David Lewis's theory of modal realism posits that all possible worlds are as real as the actual world we inhabit. According to Lewis, every conceivable scenario exists in some parallel universe, making all possible worlds equally real, each with its own distinct set of circumstances and events. David argues that possible worlds provide a comprehensive framework for understanding modal statements, that is, claims about what is possible or necessary. By treating possible worlds as real entities, Lewis maintains that we can better analyze and make sense of statements about what could have been or what must happen. Another proponent of multiple realities is Hugh Everett. Everett's many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics provides a more scientific foundation for the existence of multiple realities. Everett proposes that every quantum event results in branching of the universe into multiple non-communicating worlds, where each possible outcome of the event occurs in a different branch. This interpretation directly applies the principle of superposition to the entire universe, suggesting that all possible states and outcomes exist in parallel. Every decision, observation, and quantum event spawns a multitude of realities, each as real as the one we experience. The implications of both Lewis's modal realism and Everett's many worlds interpretation extend beyond theoretical ideas, suggesting that our understanding of reality is inherently limited by our observational perspective. These theories imply that reality is not a single, fixed entity, but a vast, dynamic network of connected possibilities. Reality is not deterministic, but fluid and undulating. I hope you're enjoying this video. Please don't forget to help with the algorithm by liking and subscribing. Thank you. Quantum field theory, or QFT, assists with understanding this model of multiple realities. According to QFT, particles are not discrete isolated entities, but are excitations in underlying energy fields, implying that reality is a dynamic play of energy states. Each type of particle corresponds to a different field: electrons to electron fields, photons to the electromagnetic field, and so on. These fields are in a constant state of flux, with particles manifesting as localized vibrations or disturbances. This perspective shifts our understanding of reality from a static collection of particles to a dynamic interplay of energy states, where the interactions and the excitations within these fields give rise to the phenomena we observe. QFT provides a foundational framework for understanding how reality can be viewed as different states of energy. Or as NikolaTesla once said,
"If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration."
The concept of multiple realities, or possible worlds, align well with QFT's description of particles as energy states. If we consider that each possible outcome of a quantum event corresponds to a different excitation within an energy field, then each of these excitations can be viewed as a different state of reality. This suggests that every quantum event causes the universe to split into multiple branches, each representing a different set of energy states or realities. In this way, the underlying energy fields of QFT can be seen as the substrate that supports and generates a multitude of parallel realities, each as real as the other. Where it gets interesting is when we consider this in association with the previously mentioned ObserverEffect. This indicates that the act of measurement, often equated with conscious observation, affects the state of particles, suggesting that consciousness alters the underlying energy field described by QFT. If consciousness can influence these energy states, it implies a dynamic and reciprocal relationship between the mind and the fabric of reality. What's even more interesting is that this relationship is being tested in various locations under various conditions across the world. Experiments conducted by researchers like Dean Radin at the Institute of Noetic Sciences have explored how focused intention can affect random number generators, showing statistically significant deviations from randomness when subjects direct their thoughts towards these devices. Further empirical support comes from studies on the placebo effect, which demonstrate how belief and expectation can produce measurable changes in physical health. The placebo effect is a widely observed phenomenon, and there's many examples which I suggest reviewing. For example, the Beecher's study of World War II soldiers, where injured soldiers were given saline injections instead of morphine, experiencing pain relief purely due to their belief that they were receiving real pain medication. Or the knee surgery study conducted by Dr. Bruce Moseley in 2002, where patients underwent sham surgeries experienced the same level of improvements in mobility as those who received the actual surgical procedures, purely due to their belief. The phenomena highlights power in consciousness to influence biological states, once again feeding further into the understanding that conscious observation can shape physical reality. Perhaps these are not phenomena we should just ignore. Before we conclude this video, it's important to mention a revolutionary geometric construct in theoretical physics. It has transformed our understanding of quantum mechanics and the nature of reality, the amplituhedron. Discovered by physicists Nima Arkani-Hamed and Jaroslav Ternka in 2013, the amplituhedron offers a more efficient method of calculating scattering amplitudes in quantum field theory. Bypassing the need for the cumbersome Feynman diagrams traditionally used in these calculations, the simplification not only makes the computations more manageable, but also reveals deeper symmetries and structures within the fundamental interactions of particles, furthering our understanding of the underlying principles of the universe. One key implication of the amplituhedron is its suggestion that space-time is not fundamental aspects of reality, but an emergent property. In traditional quantum field theory, space and time are the backdrop in which particles exist and interact. However, the amplituhedron implies that these interactions can be understood purely in terms of geometry, without any reference to space-time coordinates. This radical shift indicates that space-time might emerge from more fundamental geometric principles, challenging our conventional notions of the universe's fabric. We can now also see the similarities between the amplituhedron and Platonic logos in their shared conceptualized and underlying structures that give rise to observable reality. Logos refers to the rational principle that organizes the cosmos, where the material world is a reflection of a higher realm of perfect forms. Both concepts suggest that physical reality emerges from more fundamental abstract principles, highlighting the elegance and simplicity of these underlying truths. Both frameworks imply that our sensory perceptions are limited, only capturing the emergent properties of these deeper realities. The concept of the amplituhedron aligns intriguingly with the concept of multiple realities. If space-time itself is emergent from more fundamental geometric structures, it suggests that different configurations of these structures could give rise to different space-time realities. This geometric perspective supports the notion of a vast landscape of potential realities, each corresponding to different states of configurations of the amplituhedron. Thus, the amplituhedron not only simplifies quantum calculations, but also provides a framework for understanding how multiple realities could coexist and be realized through different geometric constructs. The implications of the amplituhedron extend our understanding of consciousness and its role in shaping reality. If space-time and the physical universe are emergent from more fundamental geometric structures, it opens up the possibility that consciousness too interacts with, or even is, these structures at a fundamental level. In conclusion, we've seen how the mere act of observation can collapse a particle's potential states into a single outcome, underscoring the active role of observation in shaping reality. We've seen how this couples with the many worlds interpretation, where every creation is a branch of a reality one creates. Even further, we've explored how consciousness plays a crucial role in shaping space-time itself through the view of the amplituhedron. These perspectives challenge and liberate us from the traditional limiting physicalist views of reality, and fundamentally allows us to see that we are the creators of reality. In the next video, we will examine how thinkers like Carl Jung, Donald Hoffman, and Bernardo Kastrup provide an even clearer and more simplified understanding of these concepts. one that allows us to navigate how we can create. So please, don't forget to hit those subscribe and alert buttons. Thank you for joining, and stay tuned.